Okay, today on the Holly Jolly Life, I'm going to be showing you how I make my lemon bars. My lemon bars are not traditional lemon bars. They're gluten-free and dairy-free, and I use Lucky Leaf lemon filling, pie filling for my, what would normally traditionally be, the lemon custard filling thing. Anyway, so let's get started. This is almond flour, and the cool thing about it is that it is one ingredient. The not cool thing about it, see, it says blanched almond flour, that's it. The not cool thing about it though is that it's like $6 for this 1 pound bag. So yeah, something like that. Sometimes it has a $1 off coupon though, so I'm all over it whenever it has that. What you do is you take 2 cups of almond flour. I do 7 tablespoons of sugar, 5, I don't know if you can hear my kids playing in the background, 6, 7. Okay, so now what I'm doing is measuring out 6 tablespoons of this Smart Balance butter. It's pretty good. The only thing that really tastes like butter is butter. Okay, but if you're dairy free, and my daughter is, then this is a good alternative. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You can't really tell the difference between butter and this recipe, so that's good to know. Okay, so there's all the little dollops of that butter, fake butter, Smart Balance stuff. An odd thing about this recipe is it takes 2 cups of almond flour, but then I guess and then there's the 7 tablespoons of sugar, and then the 6 tablespoons of the Smart Balance, and then it takes 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, which I thought was weird, but it makes a difference. It holds it all together, I think. Anyway, my other videos that you've seen, you may have thought that maybe you thought I didn't know how to measure anything. Whenever I'm doing spices and stuff, I don't care because it doesn't matter that much. It's just all personal preference. But whenever you're baking, it does matter. It's chemistry. It's got to be right. Like if it says to beat a cake mix for 2.5 minutes so you can have a fluffy, moist cake, if you don't beat that cake mix for 2.5 minutes, you're going to end up with sand. So you need to follow the directions whenever you're baking. Whenever you're cooking, as long as you're getting the meat done, freestyle it all you want. If you're baking though, I guarantee you'll have better results if you follow the directions. One of the reasons I'm making all these videos is so my kids can have my recipes. I don't know if YouTube will be around for forever, but I do know that I won't. And so my kids can see how I make their favorite stuff anytime they want to, just by, looking for their mama in YouTube. So there you go. Anyway, and also if my friends are like, hey, how do you make that? And be like, go to my YouTube channel, or I really want to know how you make that. You should make a video of that. It's working out pretty good. Shout out to my cousin Lori for telling me about parchment paper. This is parchment paper, and I just take the stuff that, and just slippery. Just put the dough on it. See, emptied it out. It sticks together pretty well. As you can see, this is crumbling. I didn't get it mixed in all the way. So you just want to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and smush this out. I just put another piece of parchment paper on top of it. And I work it with my hands. I've got a rolling pin that I can use. Maybe you're way cooler than me and you've been doing it this way for years. But I just decided to turn my cake pan that I'm going to put this in upside down. And then I rolled it out a little bit, and then thought, I need to see how big this is going to be. So I just turned my cake pan upside down and put it on top of it and rolled it out like that. That made it a lot easier. The idea of turning it upside down and putting it on the pan gives you a pretty good idea of how big you need the crust to be, but does not come off as easily as you would expect it to. I recommend putting it in the fridge for a couple of minutes, or just pulling off the best that you can and then going through with a rubber spatula or your hands and just smoothing it along the edges. Anyway, so I'm going to cook this at 350 for 10 minutes. Okay, this is what it looks like whenever it comes out of the oven. It looks like really light colored sugar cookie dough. It is done. It's delicious. It's just because it's made with almond flour. If you overcook it, it's really good. Actually, I just tried it. If you overcook it, it's going to get really hard. It's going to get really like, I don't know, but it's really chewy and hard to cut, so you don't want to overcook it. I thought that it needed to go for 15 minutes one day because I wanted it to be brown on top, and I took it to the Mother's Day banquet. It was not the best. So cook it for just 10 minutes. 10 minutes, pull it out of the oven as soon as it's done. Then you put this pie filling on top of it. Put it in the oven for 10 more minutes. Whenever it's done, you'll let it cool off on here for 30 minutes. Then you put it in the fridge for 2 hours up to overnight. And right before you serve it, you sprinkle it with powdered sugar. You don't have to, but it makes it awesome. You do not want to put that powdered sugar on it while it's still warm or before you serve it, because it will turn into a glaze. Unless that's what you're going for, then go on ahead and do your thing. Okay, I just pulled it out of the oven, and I don't know if you can tell that the yellow looks, the lemon pie filling looks a little bit more, it's changed a little bit in color. Anyway, it'll set up really good. It's not going to set up exactly like lemon bars, but once you chill it, you'll have no problem cutting it.